Very good morning, Zimbabwe. Mamukase. So let us talk about self-hate. The definition of self-hate by ZANU PF is whereby you oppose ZANU PF. As long as you criticize ZANU PF, as long as you oppose ZANU PF, you hate yourself. That is what they believe. But I'm going to explain something to people in ZANU PF, Nick Mangwana included. If you see someone being corrupt and you like that person, you hate yourself, you hate Zimbabwe. If you see nepotism and you clap your hands, you hate Zimbabwe, you hate yourself. If you see people being murdered in cold blood and you associate with such people who are killing people, who are murdering people, you hate yourself, you hate Zimbabwe. That is the honest truth. You cannot run away from that reality. If you see yourself right now associating with thieves, looters, mafias, you hate Zimbabwe. And I'm going to explain. Zimbabwe must be a country where you go into the hospital and you get treated without budgeting much. Zimbabwe must be a country where we have hospitals in rural areas, where I send my child to school and I know that my child, number one, is safe, number two, is going to acquire the necessary skills, is going to get that necessary education. But in Zimbabwe, I'm the teacher because it overwhelms me as a parent. Remember that I have to work for my kid. I have to have time with my family, my wife. This is not the only kid I have. I have somebody in grade 2, somebody in grade 5, somebody in form 3, somebody in form 6. They all need your attention. I'm now their teacher. It's sad. Zimbabwe has been a country where you go to the rural areas, you find children seated under trees. For the past 3-4 days, the weather was not okay. Just imagine your child seated under a tree in such weather. And these people, they do not care. They will tell you that if you talk about that, you hate your country. If you talk about all those things, you hate you self-hate. No, Nick. You have lived in UK, Nick, where there are better services. And honestly speaking, here in Zimbabwe, you can't find them. Even in Harare, you can't. You can't. You have lived in the UK, where there's electricity, internet, water, health, education, everything is there. But in Zimbabwe, we have nothing, but you're telling us about self-hate. How can I have dignity when my child is learning seated under a tree in the dust? How can I have dignity when our women are dying giving birth? How can I have dignity when I'm spending most of my time at a bowl trying to fetch water for my cattle, for my goats, for my pigs? We can't even have projects because just imagine that I have to go to the bowl 4-5 kilometers away from home and I will spend 6 hours at the bowl. How can I have projects at home which require more water? People find it difficult for them to have more cattle, for them to have more goats because it's difficult to access water. Then we are told of self-hate, we are told of whatever nonsense by people like Nick Mangwana who are benefiting. So, I don't know, guys, where these people get their own definitions of self-hate, and I don't know. It's time we have a conversation about how we can self-correct the problems we have and the troubles we have. I hate it when I hear somebody talking about sanctions which were placed by Americans, but not talking about corruption which is self-imposed which is being imposed upon the people of Zimbabwe by corrupt elites who are in the government, something which we can correct, something which we can deal with. We can stop corruption because it is originating from us. We can stop violence because it is originating within us. We can stop victimizing others, arresting others. You know, it's easy to silence the opposition in Zimbabwe. Just use the resources you have responsibly, and nobody will talk. They will never have anything to oppose. But it's different. You always give them something to oppose. Each and every day you give them stories. I have seen people talking about my human rights lawyers. It's easy kuti my human rights lawyers muvashaise basa. Stop victimizing people. Release vana job seeker. Just to do good things. Just make the economy function and see if the people ask you. The people of Zimbabwe do not want to be involved in politics. The people of Zimbabwe just want a functional economy so that they do their own things without any hassles. Chete, mukangodaro chete, you see things going smooth. You don't need to run around the town and vendor. Just correct the economy, and you see those people who are vending going to other jobs, doing other things. You know that human nature is easy. Humans work more when they earn less, but when they earn more, they work less. That is human nature. People want to rest. So if you self-correct some things, you see people resting more because they know they have money already. They can live, they can sustain themselves, they can do whatever they want to do in their families. So they work less. But just imagine you are a vendor and urukudzoka kumbaone $5. You be forced to go per street every day kusvikana 9 because apana chimwe chinhu chinokuraramisa. And you see the government responding by chasing those vendors. You see kuti we are hated by the people who claim to be in leadership, who claim to be our leaders. I don't say, guys, but I think when Nick, Nick, you are not Zimbabwe, and your party are not Zimbabwe. Mbavha are not Zimbabwe. Amunyari. Very important question asked. But timira rinyari. Because daira inyaraka. Ringa rakarega kuita mashiripita rikuita. For a very long time wachita mashura and mashiripita. It's time we start to have a conversation. It's time these people in leadership start to realize that enough is enough. People are tired. Tire mota rinotanga richipera riputike every day. Kana ukasari replacer in time richakuputikira uri 140 kilometers per hour and you never like it. That is all I can say.